going to get a better deal as selling your home, but you're probably going to spend a little more buying. And that absolutely can flip when it's, when you're buying, if it's a buyer's market, you may take a little more of a hit selling, but you can make it back on the buying end. So why wait?
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm Kristen Knapp, and I'm here with Lori Whatley, who is a realtor in South Carolina, among many other things. She also has her doctorate in human behavior and is an author. So we're going to get into a lot of fun stuff. Thank you for being here, Lori.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So let's go to the beginning. How did you get into real estate?
I came from a family of realtors. So my mother was a realtor, and I have a daughter who's a realtor, a nephew who's a realtor. So it's kind of been something that we've all had in our family.
Oh, that's special to have it,
It really is.
And then, so you also have a doctorate in human behavior. Just tell me about your background, how you've kind of done both, laterally.
I have. I never have decided which one is my hobby and which one is my work, because I love them both so much. But I've had both degrees for 25 years, and I have enjoyed having a career in both of these realms. I think they really can go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because at first, when I got my real estate license, it was for investment purposes only. Mm-hmm. And then people started saying, hey, will you help me sell my house? Or, will you help me buy a house? And so, I did that, and I've enjoyed it.
That's amazing. I can totally see how it would go hand in hand, how you can really help your clients.
Absolutely. Buying and selling homes is stressful. So helping them find ways to manage that stress and anxiety just from that transaction is something I think is very helpful for me to be able to add to my services.
Definitely. And then as you build up your real estate business, are you still working with your family? Are you guys able to kind of build up your client base together?
We are. My mom is 87, so she's retired, but my daughter is in Atlanta, and we definitely work together and send clients back and forth, and hope to do that with my nephew also.
Oh, that's so special. And what advice would you give to someone maybe buying a home for the first time and they're feeling that stress that you talked about? What are some pieces of advice you would
Well, I think helping them be prepared and, making wise choices through preparation and really thinking through decisions, helping them really see all aspects of the decision that they're making, and really just be there with them and guide them and be available to them, answer their questions, help them learn to ask good questions. I think all that's essential for first-time home buyers.
Absolutely. I think asking the right questions. I think a lot of people are scared because they don't want to look silly, but it's so
Right.
important.
Absolutely.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
And probably, I mean, partnering up with a realtor that you love is so crucial in the process.
It really is. I've been, not all realtors are created equal. And I think finding someone that is a good fit for your personality is essential.
Yeah. And also figuring out your questions and learning more about the market. Because I think right now is a time where there's a lot of information being thrown about the real estate industry. And it's kind of hard to tell, is it a good market? Is it a bad market? Is it fluctuating? So I think, someone like you could really help people through that.
Absolutely. I hope so.
And if someone was a little bit cautious about the market, not really knowing, what's going on, what would be your advice to them?
Well, I think it's really important that we get facts about the market and that you have an agent that has really done a lot of transactions in the certain area that you are interested in buying or selling in. So they really know that market well because, one market can be very good and hot and 50 miles away can be a much different market. It just depends. So I think it's important that your agent have a good understanding of the market where you are.
Definitely. And you're saying right now is a good opportunity for buyers.
Where I am is turning into a buyer's market. It's been a seller's market for a long time, but it is shifting to a buyer's market. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's very optimistic for people who are maybe looking for a home.
Yes, it is.
I think a lot of people, they wait and wait and wait, and they're like, I'll wait until the market's better. What would you say to those people?
The thing about that is, I've seen where that doesn't work real well for people because it's hard to guess the market. It's just like the stock market and it shifts. And, you could be waiting for a very long time and one thing gets better, but then another gets worse. I tell people, okay, well, if you want to sell your home and it's a seller's market, you're going to probably have to spend a little more on the buying end, right?
Right.
You're going to get a better deal as selling your home, but you're probably going to spend a little more buying. And that absolutely can flip when it's, when you're buying, if it's a buyer's market, you may take a little more of a hit selling, but you can make it back on the buying end. So why wait?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's pretty good advice. It's never going to be perfect on both sides.
No.
And so tell me about your market in South Carolina and what makes it so special.
Well, this market here where I am, I'm in the low country. And so I think anytime you can buy where there's water, I have found through 30 years of investing, anytime I buy where there's water, I do very, very well. People are attracted to water, and we know from research it's very calming, and people do look for water to find peace, and they want it for retirement. And you can understand why, because we are drawn to water as humans.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it sounds beautiful. So when did you start, I know that you invest and you're also a realtor. When did that journey begin? When did you begin investing?
Oh, probably the investing part started 30 years ago.
Okay. So
I enjoyed buying homes and I would fix them up and try to sell them if that did not work. Before flipping was the thing. If that did not work, then I turned them into rental properties and did very well with that.
Oh, that's amazing. Can you think of, when you think back to those first deals, like the first time you're like, wow, I can really make this a career of mine?
Oh, absolutely. And it was really funny because I was doing it. I was a therapist, but I was doing that other because that was really my therapy.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Right?
Mhm.
So there's a lot of different ways you can practice real estate. And that was how I was doing it. I was buying houses and fixing them up. And that really was therapy for me.
Yeah.
And um, and then it just started being very lucrative.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and it definitely takes a lot of work over a lot
Oh,
of.
a lot, a lot.
How did you go about building up your network so you could really build your business?
Um, it was interesting how it just evolved. As I said, then people started saying, well, will you sell my house for me? And I had a license. I ended up having a license in Georgia, Florida, and now South Carolina. So I said, yeah. And then I started, people would be buying somewhere else in the country, and I would help them find an agent. So then I got a little referral market going. So, there's a lot of different niches you can do in this industry
Yeah,
and do very well.
definitely. I think there's a lot to love about real estate. I mean, just as you said, even, in terms of whether you flip or whether you hold, I think people get a lot of validation, in so many areas of it.
It's
Sorry.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
what would be, a lesson that you learned early on that you think could help others?
well, I think it's just really important that you don't try to get too big too fast. I mean, we've
Right.
seen a lot of, people overextend themselves, and I never buy anything that I would not want to keep for myself.
Mm.
So when I was investing, if I bought, let's say, a condo on the water, I would say, I need to be prepared to move into this if I have to. If I can't sell it, if I can't rent it, you know, and that always served me very well.
Yeah, that's a really good perspective on it. And I like the strategy of going deep rather than wide. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Um, I think well, I just think it's important that you make wise choices a little bit at a time. When you say going deep, that to me is opposed to going wide. Going wide is just extending yourself so
Hmm.
far out that you can't sleep at night because you have so many irons in the fire. And I think when we grow too fast, that can be really scary because then you have a market shift and then you're kind of in a pickle.
Yeah.
So, you just want to avoid things like that. And you want to know the market where you're investing.
Yeah, that's definitely very important to because as you said, the markets are so different. Even, down the street could be a lot different.
So true.
So, you're building up your own businesses. What are some mindset tips you have for, someone starting their own business? Because, you're on your own and you're building something. What would be some advice?
I think have goals for yourself and try to live within those goals, especially the first year, because things can be going really well, and then you say, "Oh, I'm gonna do more," and it can become overwhelming, and then anxiety takes over. So really, trying to stay balanced, so you
Yeah.
can stay like a Midwestern highway instead of a Rocky Mountain
Yeah.
road, right?
Yeah. And do you have any tips of building your team and how to kind of pick the right people to work with?
I think that, you can always train people
Mhm.
to learn how to work in an industry, but you want to really choose people that have the same values you do because values are not really trainable. They're not teachable. Um, People come with a set of values and they need to match yours. So I think really doing your homework to be sure that that's the case is important.
Definitely. Definitely. Um, And then just, talking about getting into real estate investing, with this changing market, what are some mistakes that you think people should avoid?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Well, I think not understanding the market where you are,
Yeah.
and just looking and saying, oh, globally it's this. Well,
Yeah.
it's very focused to where you are, and you need to really know the market where you are and not get in over your head.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, I'm so interested in, you have so many different things going on. You also have a book. Like, tell us about some of the other stuff you have going on.
Well, I do believe in streams of income.
Yeah.
So there are streams of income within the real estate world, as in you can be working with buyers and sellers, you can have investment properties, you can buy fixer uppers, you can just have a referral business. There's several things you can do within that, within the real estate industry. But I also, for me, I love to write, and that is, again, that's an outlet for me. So as a psychologist, I have written 3 books, and I really enjoy that. And they're books that can fit right in with real estate, because they talk about connection, how we need to be connected with other people. Obviously, to do well in real estate, you have to have a network and you have to be connected.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about these books.
So my first book was about what I did my doctoral project on, which was the effects of texting on our relationships, the effects of digital devices on our relationships. And that was a long time ago that I did that. But as a therapist, I was seeing that in my therapy room. A lot of people were affected negatively. And this was a long time ago. And then I wrote Connected and Engaged, which was like a follow-up of that. And then someone asked me to write my my latest book, and it was a follow-up on that. So they've all been about building connection, learning to put our devices down and be where our feet are, which is really important, right?
Definitely. And I think it's also interesting, when you're talking about technology and its effects on relationships, that also plays into real estate. I'm sure the market is, ever changing with AI and, everything that's coming out. Can you speak on that a little bit?
It is. It's changing so much. And that's the goal I have for myself, is to focus on learning.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm starting to learn a lot about AI and how it works, and how we can use that as a tool to enhance our business, but we want to be careful not to use it so much that we're not hands-on, right? So that we it can't be everything. It needs to be in balance.
It definitely, I do see that as well, because I do think a lot of people rely on it now and can't write an email by themselves, and that is a little scary.
It really is. I have just learned about using AI for things like that, and my concern is, like, how do you know when you're out there and you're reading someone's blog? Do they write that blog, or is that AI? Like, who are we interacting with here?
Yeah. Your business is a good business because both businesses are very, face-to-face personal.
And that I love.
Yeah. You get to interact with a lot of great people.
Yes, I'm a people person, and I know the value for us as humans in having connection in person with people.
Yeah. Can you talk about maybe some of your clients that you got a great win for that you're really proud of?
In real estate, some of my clients, well, goodness, I've helped I love it when we price a house well,
Mhm.
and sometimes they end up, someone comes in and pays them even more than what we priced it for, and they've had it for a while and they walk away and they're really happy with the deal we got them.
Yeah.
Um, Especially, I can, in a market that is shifting. I can think of one deal around Christmas time I did, and ended up helping this person get um, the the most in the neighborhood that anything had sold for in a long time by
Oh, wow.
far. And that was really exciting for her. And especially, in a slow season, because it was during the holidays and like people aren't really out buying investments then,
Yeah.
so not really buying real estate then. So
Mhm.
that's been a win just recently that I really enjoyed.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I can tell like you really benefit from, the personal connection of your clients. And I can like it's an industry where you're really helping people.
Absolutely, you are. If you help them make wise choices, I can think of another one. I had friends who really wanted a particular house
Mhm.
and it wasn't on the market, and I helped them get it. That was a good, I like to do a lot of off market deals.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's, that network you've built as well.
hmm
It's amazing. Well, then how can people find you?
Well, I'm on social media, so my team is encouraging me to really grow on social media. So I'm on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, um, several different platforms. And I actually have a new website that I'm in the process of building, and it will be out um, in maybe 2 weeks, hopefully.
Amazing.
So I'm Dr. Lori Whatley on my social media handles, and LoriWhatley.com will be my new website.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here. I hope that everybody got a lot out of this. And I think, hopefully you'll get some really interested clients from this because it seems
Yeah.
like you'd be such a pleasure to work with.
Thank you so much. This was a pleasure for me to come and talk about the things that I enjoy talking about so much.
Wonderful. Okay, well, thank you for being here and thank you everybody for listening, and we will see you next time. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.